going to the EV showcase? Will you
Yeah.
be there? Are you presenting anything? Like,
No, I think I'm just supposed to be there and
you're
walk
just
around.
chilling?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just looking good, hanging out.
Yes.
We have some students going. I'll talk to them.
Okay. Is it going? Hi, I'm Beatrice. I'm an ambassador for the College of Engineering, and I'm currently studying Industrial and Systems Engineering. Could you please introduce yourself?
I'm Dr. Michael Anderson. I'm the chair of the Department of Civil Engineering. I have a PhD from Iowa State University, and I'm a licensed professional engineer in the state of Alabama.
Great, thank you. So what classes are you currently teaching or have you taught in the past?
This semester, I am teaching our sophomore level graphics class. I'm teaching a junior level road design and the senior level senior design.
Awesome. What is your favorite thing about those classes?
My favorite thing, like I said, I enjoy teaching them. The road design course I've taught many times. I enjoy that one a lot because I've done it and it's easy. And it's interesting to me, you know, when you drive around and you think the road, you know, it may not sound interesting to a lot of people. The road goes up over hills, through valleys, turns right, turns left, and it's all got to be designed in such a way that it's legal, safe, and you don't get sued if you do it wrong. The other two classes I'm doing this semester, the graphics and senior design, I've never done before, so that's a nice new adventure. So I'm learning stuff while the students are learning, and they might be learning faster than me on some of the software and other things, but I'm having fun.
Great, thank you. Are you involved in any research or industry outside of teaching?
I have a reasonably good research plan going. We do quite a bit of research for the state, Alabama Department of Transportation. We have a group that does oversight and management for all of the public transit services across the state of Alabama. So we do a lot with that. We're still doing some COVID research, examining the impact of COVID on people's travel, how it made them feel, changes in transportation that came about because of COVID. We're doing some projects related to safety, highway safety. Traffic crashes are obviously a big problem, so we do quite a bit of research there. I do some industrial work too. That's not through the university, but through a private company. A little bit of side work, looking at evaluating transit services. So, for example, we have a project right now where we're looking at how to improve the transit system in Anniston, Alabama. Going through redesigning the system, looking at where the stops are, how do we optimize the system.
It's really interesting. Like, COVID is not something you think about when you think of civil engineering, so that's a really interesting collaboration. For the research, how can students get involved in that?
We hire a number of students to do different projects looking at basically data collection, data analysis. We have some students who are paid. We have some students who do senior level research class where they come in, they work on things, they do data collection and analysis for us for class credit. So, you know, again, we have lots of students that have been hired and can be hired through the process.
Great, thank you. What qualities do your most successful students typically have?
A lot of them, the successful students, if you want, in general, the successful students we have is the ability to visualize in 3 dimensions. I've talked to some students and we go through, and I've done some guest lecturing in statics just on occasion for fun. And one of the biggest things that people struggle with is understanding the 3-dimensional aspect of looking at a figure that's drawn in 2 dimensions and trying to realize where things are. We get the same issue in the road design class. You have to kind of visualize it as if you were driving it in 3 dimensions, where things are. As you crest the hill and you turn on the back side of the hill, can you see it? Can you, do you go over the hill and you're surprised by the curve, or can you line the two together and kind of put yourself into that mindset of how do I make this design so that people understand it?
Thank you. What makes a student stand out among the rest?
To stand out, obviously if they know what they're doing and get the right answer, that's always helpful. The ones that ask good questions, I get some that ask questions that may not be the best questions, but if the student can kind of think ahead to say, we're talking about this, but I see how this could apply to something else that we're going to get to, or maybe they're thinking ahead, or asking, oh, this is where we're headed potentially with this. I find that really good, and it's a good quality to just kind of be able to see what's coming as opposed to just waiting. And you're a student, you're sitting there like, okay, what's next? What's next? Actually, sit in the class and think about, where this discussion could go. What could be the follow up to this?
Like applying different concepts in other scenarios.
I mean, what's next?
What are your hobbies and interests outside of engineering?
Everyone always asks me my hobbies. I don't know why. I tell them I don't have any. In reality, I think I'll leave that one as a mystery.
Okay.
I keep that one to myself.
If you have to rank types of engineering, who is at the bottom of your totem pole?
Who's at the bottom of the totem pole in it?
Yes.
Like engineering disciplines?
Yes.
Ooh, that's going to get me in trouble. But the one that I would probably say is at the bottom of the totem pole is electrical engineering. Probably because I don't understand it at all. That's the one that completely I can't explain it. I can't do any of the calculations. I don't know anything related to electrical engineering. Obviously, I put civil engineering at the top of the totem pole
Yep.
because I can live without, I can live without a microwave. I can live without my cell phone, but I can't live without clean water, and I can't live without buildings that don't collapse on my head. So I rank that one number one. Everything else is sort of, a bonus.
Okay. Do you have any advice for students wondering if engineering is the right area of study for them?
I'd say try it. I don't know, advice. In terms of understanding what engineering is probably an interesting thing for students to comprehend. I will admit, when I was like a high school student, I didn't know what engineering was. I'd never heard of it. I don't come from a line of engineers or anything of the sort. I liked college physics, and it made sense, and everyone said be an engineer, and I said, okay, sounds like a reasonable thing to do. So I went to college, and I got into kind of what we have here, which is one of those freshman survey kind of classes, and they talked about civil engineering and building infrastructure and allowing people to live in cities, and I thought, that's cool, I can do that. So that's where I got started, and from there I like transportation because I like to drive around, and I ended up here.
That's great. Thank you. How did you know engineering was the right career for you?
I normally tell people that I could either be a teacher as an engineer or I can drive a truck. Those are the only skills I have. So this pays better and the hours are easier. In general, I like it. I can visualize it. I can see what I'm talking about. And
You enjoy it?
I enjoy it, yeah. I mean, it's fun. My students in my road design class, they generally tell me I ruin driving for them because I'll be talking about the roads and the slopes and the angles and how it's all put together, and then after they go through my class, when they drive around, they're like, I can't not see it anymore. I can't drive and not visualize, oh, I'm going up this slope and I'm going to crest this hill. It must be designed like this. And so now they don't like it, but I think it's interesting. I think they say they don't like it, and they like it.
They enjoy it, yeah. Well, we just wanted to thank you for your time, and we're really excited to shout out the Civil Engineering Department at eWeek.
Excellent. Well, looking forward to it.
Okay, thank you.
Most people just use one wrist.
My
you, like,
my
which one do you
tongue-in-cheek
pull up?
answer is I like to know what time it is.
You
What?
gotta do
Well,
it.
but I
Just
never
double check
know what
yourself.
wrists I feel like looking at. No, actually, they're both gifts from people, and since they're both important to me from important people, I wear them both.
Yeah,
I like
wasn't sure if
that.
It was like, let me see the time.